first preseason game of the year. Speaking of preseason, Tristan Thompson and the Cleveland Cavaliers haven't really seen eye to eye so far. Contract extension did not get signed, and LeBron James has pretty much gone to Instagram and posted a picture of him and Tristan Thompson saying, we need to, in so many words, let's get this done. Everything's been taken out of the Quicken Loans Arena with Tristan Thompson's name on it. The jersey's not even being sold anymore. Mark, in about 30 seconds, do you really think that the Tristan Thompson days are over? You think the Cavs have washed their hands with this situation? What do you think?
I think the Cavs won't budge. They won't budge on the number that they were going to give him. And, Thompson's going to have to play this out, and we're going to have to see what happens.
Yeah, I think that's accurate. It appears to me that Cleveland is playing hardball here. They know what they have. They have other big men. You got Kevin Love, you got Timofey Mozgov that you're going to have to re-sign. Varejao is coming back. I just don't think they're in a rush to get this done, especially if it means overpaying him.
Well, here becomes the $64 question, guys. I'm going to ask both of you guys the same question, and I'll answer mine first. We all know right now Kevin Love is just getting back on the court, playing 3-on-3 this week. Anderson Varejao still coming off the injury. Mozgov is the only big man. And then you have Sasha Khan, who's coming over.
Right.
Okay, the Cavs need Tristan Thompson right now.
Right now they do.
They really, really, truly need Tristan Thompson.
This is the thing. Tristan Thompson cannot sit out. The NBA structure is more advantageous for teams than probably any other league. So Tristan Thompson cannot sit out, or he'll be right back with the Cavs again. It just the way the NBA sets it up, and correct me if I'm wrong, Danny, if he sits out, he's still in the contract with the Cavs.
Yeah.
He still has 1 year. But regardless, until he plays 1 year, he has 1 year left. So he can sit out if he wants, but he's really just hurting himself.
Mark, what do you think?
Yeah, I agree. I just think this whole way this situation got played by Tristan Thompson in his camp, it was just the wrong move. Just wasn't good strategy, And sometimes you have good days, sometimes you have your bad days. I know his agent is Rich Paul, and I know for the same agent for LeBron and a lot of other guys. But this was just poorly played. So. Not a good idea, and, hopefully, they can resolve it, but I just don't see it being resolved anytime soon.
Or what could possibly happen is if Tristan Thompson ends up taking like a $35, $40 million deal, and he turned down $80 million, I'm pretty sure Rich Paul will be fired as his agent pretty soon.
Well, I would hope so. That's what your job is. As they say, you have one job. His job is to get that man paid. So yeah, that would be a huge fail.
Because let's just be honest. Mark, we've looked at the salary cap before. Even though the money's out there, do you really give Tristan Thompson $90 million for a guy who hasn't even?
He's going to be a bench player. Let's be honest.
He can start for some teams.
For the Cavs, he's a bench player. He's a rotation player.
And he wants even more than $90 million,
which is crazy.
What can you do? I'm like $90 million to come off the bench. That's ridiculous.
Before we go to break, lastly, we talk about guys in rotations. Lance Stevenson, we'll switch coast here. Lance Stevenson has now pretty much been given as the defensive stopper for the Los Angeles Clippers. In my opinion, this is kind of odd, but I'm not sure if he's the lockdown defender I was expecting in L.A. Mark, in about 30 seconds, what do you think about it?
Well, if he gets himself in better shape, maybe. I'm like, he actually played this role in Cincinnati, in college, for the 1 year he was there.
Yeah,
but,
he was a defensive player.
He hasn't been in that shape in a while, maybe since the early Indiana days.
Yep.
So, Doc Rivers, you never know.
This is what I was going to say. Yeah, I agree right there, Mark. You just led right into my point. I think Doc being his coach is the key here. As you said, in his Indiana days, he was a good defender. He even before that, a really good defender in Cincinnati. This is what he does. He's done it before. As Mark said, he'll need to recondition himself to do it. I don't know that it physically being in shape is the thing. Recondition himself mentally to get it done. Yeah, I think he can.
I'm not, like I said, for me, I have to see what Doc does with the starting lineup because I just, for some reason, cannot see Lance Stevenson and Jamal Crawford and Josh Smith all coming off the bench together, because that just sounds like a big a disaster relief. But Stevenson as a defensive stopper, I'd rather have Matt Barnes. I'd rather have Matt Barnes, because at least with Matt Barnes, he knows the role, he knows what he's doing, and he's that guy. I think he's a way better defender than this.
Yeah, mentally too. Like, he gets in your head.
He gets in your head, and he works extremely hard. So
Lance will blow in your ear.
Yes, Lance will blow in your ear. So, guys, we're going to take a quick break here on Full Court Press Radio. When we come back, we are talking New York Knicks with my main man, Anthony Donahue. 407-916-8255 in Orlando, or toll-free 800-729-8255. Give us a shout.
Delays westbound along I-4 from Conroy Road to Florida's Turnpike. You'll see slow traffic along eastbound I-4 from Michigan Street to Ivanhoe Boulevard, and then from Parr Street to about Maitland Boulevard. Northbound Hiawassee at Clarkona-Ocoee Road, a reported crash. Northbound Kirkman Road at Old Winter Garden Road, an accident causing delays. And look out for slow traffic eastbound on the 408 between Dean Main Plaza and Alafaya Trail. See traffic problems? Call the Safe Touch Security Tip Line, 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Catherine Davis.
Listeners, now I know you've heard of this up-and-coming brand Hoop Culture, which is headquartered right here in Orlando, Florida. But here's something that you didn't know. They are opening a flagship store in Fashion Square Mall, downstairs right in front of the movie theater. That's right, the brand that has brought you the iconic Eat Sleep Ball design is bringing their streetwear brand to retail. Stay ahead of the fashion trends. Go visit them online at hoopculture.com or follow them at Hoop Culture. Our listeners save 30% off your next order. Use the code RADIO at checkout.
Welcome to Late Night Parents. I'm your host, Ted Hicks. We have a weekly podcast where we sit down and talk with game changers in the sports, technology, education fields. We even do product reviews and giveaways. Why, you ask? Because we're all parents. So if you're ready for an up-close and personal look, then you can check out our podcast. New episodes are available every Thursday. Catch us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter. That's Late Night Parents. The site is latenightparents.com.
This is a special notice to consumers who owe back taxes to the IRS. Due to the financial hardship consumers are facing during the decline in the U.S. economy, the Internal Revenue Service has made it easier to settle delinquent tax problems. In some cases, this may even result in back taxes being reduced. An open phone line has been established by Community Tax for consumers to call and see if they qualify. To ensure your financial stability during this decline in the economy, take down this number, 800-832-9615. That's 800-832-9615. If you owe back taxes to the IRS and can't afford to pay them back, there's no need to fear anymore. You may qualify for a program that could settle your delinquent tax problems and in some cases save you money. For your free information and to see if you qualify, call Community Tax at 800-832-9615. That's 800-832-9615. 800-832-9615.
Welcome to Late Night Parents. I'm your host, Ted Hicks. We have a weekly podcast where we sit down and talk with game changers in the sports, technology, education fields. We even do product reviews and giveaways. Why, you ask? Because we're all parents. So if you're ready for an up-close and personal look, then you can check out our podcast. New episodes are available every Thursday. Catch us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter. That's Late Night Parents. The site is latenightparents.com.
Hey, it's Flo, and this is my impression of a less than ideal job candidate. Is the owner here? Oh, you're the owner! Whatever. So I can only work Monday through Wednesday sometimes. And I gotta get out at 2 p.m. sharp. Band practice, you know? We're big on covers. Like how Progressive covers both businesses and commercial auto. Anyway, sorry I'm late, but being late's sort of my thing.
All the coverage your business needs at progressivecommercial.com.
Resume? Nah, I don't really do those. I just like to come in and let my personality shine.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
The Car Pro Show. What is it? Here's Kevin McCarthy.
Everything you ever wanted to know about any aspect of the car business or any aspect of any car, but didn't have somebody who would give you straight talking honest answers?
Nothing confusing about that. Email the Car Pro at carprousa.com and get your questions answered.
I'm Kevin McCarthy.
I'm the Car Pro, Jerry Reynolds. For an outstanding car buying experience, go to CarProUSA.com. Looking to expand your reach and following in all platforms of media? Need a jumpstart in expanding your brand to all markets across the world? SOFO is here for you. SOFO means something for everyone, and they help expand your business through all platforms of media. Need to grow on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram? Their experienced team expands your brand and puts your business in places you would have never been before. Call SOFO at 407-607-9862 or follow SOFO LLC on Instagram and Twitter.
There is something going on which we cannot explain.
We are FM 96.9, The Game.
We are back for Full Court Press Radio, sponsored by SOFO LLC, 407-916-8255, or toll-free 800-729-8255 if you're trying to call in and talk with us tonight. So, you know, one of the biggest stories in the NBA right now is the New York Knicks. And, you know, so many different questions, so many different things going on. So we're talking Knicks tonight, Mark and Paul, and I couldn't do this without a good friend of the show's, my good friend Anthony Donahue from SNY New York, ESPN Radio, and the host of that Knicks podcast. Anthony, how you doing, my friend? Long time no speak.
What's going? All is good. What's going on, guys? Thanks so much for having me on.
Hey, man, appreciate you showing up.
You
no
know,
problem.
Anthony was one of the, for those who've never listened to the show before, Anthony was one of the first guests we had on the show.
Nice.
But he's so popular right now, Anthony, that he has a Not Anthony Donahue Twitter account.
That's pretty popular. And
if you ever follow the Not Anthony Donahue Twitter account, it's pretty hilarious. So you know,
I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty funny. I mean, like, I don't know who does it, but it's obvious the person doesn't hate me. You know what I mean? It's obviously just is making fun of me, which I can handle. It's rarely ever insulting. It's usually
kind of poking
mocking
jabs,
me, which is fine. So obviously, I've seen some fake accounts, people. And those fake accounts hate that person.
Oh, they're brutal.
No, this account doesn't hate me. They just like to make fun of me, which most of my best friends do the same all the time as well. Could be one of my best friends, to be honest.
Nice.
I have no idea.
It could have been. It could be a family member, you know, brother, sister, cousin, you know, aunt, uncle. It could be somebody.
I think Tiger Woods is the worst one I've seen. That one was really bad. Really, really bad.
Speaking of really bad, Anthony, you have been a Knicks fan for the longest, and you talk about the Knicks every day. The state of the Knicks right now, you know, it was terrible last year, you know. Is there light at the end of the tunnel for the Knicks this year?
It's a great question, man. And I want to get on this show and tell you 100%. But I'm not saying there is, but I'm not saying there's not. I got to say I don't know. I don't know. I am pumped about the season. Main reason I'm pumped is because I'm a fan and it's October and this is what I do. But I like the moves Phil made. I don't love them. It's not going to get you Executive of the Year award. Maybe it will. Who knows? Maybe it will. I like the moves. If everything goes perfect, could this team be a playoff team? Absolutely. I mean, if you look at this starting five, you know, it's a time of year where you're supposed to be optimistic, so I'm going to be optimistic. If you look at the starting five, you can kind of compare it to the starting five of the 2012-2013 team that won 54 games. And the big difference with that team was, yeah, you had the veteran leadership, which this team I'm not sure has, but they do have a lot of character and blue-collar guys. They also had J.R. Smith coming off the bench, who, even though I don't love J.R., the 2012-2013 season, J.R. Smith won the Sixth Man of the Year and gave them, you know, great offensive production off the bench. And I don't know who that guy is going to be for this team. Maybe it'll be a combination of Grant and Galloway. You know, we'll give them offensive production like that with, you know, with Kevin Seraphin, Derek Williams, guys like that. So that's possible. But if you look at the starting lineup for what this team, which is probably going to be Calderon, Aflalo, Melo, you know, Porzingis or Quinn or Seraphin at the 4 with Robin Lopez at the 5, it's kind of similar to the 2012-2013 team. And going into that season, I remember being around the team a lot in that training camp, and All I remember thinking was, I'm really excited for the season, but I have no clue what to expect. And they ended up winning 54 games, and they were 2 games away from playing in the conference finals. Now, I'm not saying that's going to happen this year, but that's best case scenario.